it is time to start decorating for spring, Easter, etc. And I only have 2 small totes of Easter spring stuff. So let's go through these totes. But before I do that, there is one little area that I already decorated for spring, and I videoed that. So let me go ahead and insert those clips here, and then we'll get started opening up this tote. All right, I'm going to get started on some of my Easter / spring decor. And if you remember, I did this last year. I made this little arrangement, which I still really love. But my tulips, these are the Real Touch or the Real Feel tulips. These were originally off-white, and in a year's time, they have kind of discolored into a yellow color, which is all right, but it just doesn't really match the display anymore. I don't know why they did this. I don't know if I was supposed to store them in like a sealed container or what. If anybody knows, let me know. But these have yellowed. So I bought some of these. These are chrysanthemum balls, I guess they called them. And they're in this like pale green color, which I thought would go really nicely with the eggs in there. And the only thing is they're a little bit squished, but it doesn't take much to fluff them up. So I'm going to fluff these up, and then I'm going to replace the tulips with these. And then I won't throw these away. I will use them somewhere else, and they'll just be yellow tulips from now on. But yeah, I don't know why they darkened and discolored so much. And then over here in this little floral arrangement, I had some of those Real Feel daffodils, and they did the same thing. They've really darkened because they used to be white with the yellow center, and now they just kind of look a beigey color, which is really weird. I did not expect that to happen. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started on fluffing those chrysanthemum balls. All right, I don't actually know how much I'm going to be using. I'm really not planning to decorate a whole lot for Easter, spring. So I'm just going to kind of go through here and see what I have. I can't remember exactly what I have. I'm just going to put it out on the table, and then I will place the things that I'm going to use, and then put the stuff that I'm not going to use back. I'm not going to get rid of anything, I don't think, because last year I went through all of my stuff and I really got rid of a lot of stuff. I don't know. It just seems like yesterday that I got all of my Christmas things put away, even though it's been a couple, 3 weeks. Well, wait a minute. It's probably been a month already. But boy, time goes by fast. But anyway, the thought of doing a ton of decorating right now is not really what I want to do. So, yeah, I'm just going to start with just a few things, I think, and then as it gets closer to Easter, I might add more. Who knows? By the time I pull all this stuff out of here, I might change my mind entirely and just start doing a lot of decorating. We'll see. But first of all, let's see what's in this tote. I didn't even remember I had this, and I don't know why it was stuck in my Easter stuff. Well, that's definitely going with my owls. What in the world? I don't even remember that. Here's another one. Why did I stick these in my Easter stuff? I don't have a clue. Well, I knew I had an owl like this and I couldn't find it. I'm like, what happened to that owl? I mean, did this have something to do with packing stuff up? Oh my goodness, you guys. This was stuff that I've been looking for. I'm like, where did so this isn't even Easter stuff. This is stuff I packed up after the tree fell on the house and I had to put a bunch of stuff away. And I put in, oh my goodness. Here they are. I'm like, I have been looking for these squirrels for months. I thought in my shock after the tree fell on the house, I thought maybe I got rid of those squirrels. But I certainly didn't. You guys. So I only have one tote of Easter stuff, apparently. Because this is not Easter stuff. Oh my goodness, you guys. You don't know how happy I am. I thought surely I had donated all this stuff out of some crazy, mindless thing when I was, after the tree fell on the house. Because I had all of this stuff over on the table behind the couch. And I had been looking for this stuff forever and I couldn't find it. And oh my goodness, you guys. This was my mother-in-law's. And I'm like, that's what I kept thinking to myself. I would never have gotten rid of this. Where on earth is it? Here they are. The only thing Easter related in there were these. Oh, wow, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, this is all stuff that I threw in this tote after the tree fell on the house, and I had to get everything packed up in a hurry. Oh my goodness. This is not Easter stuff. Oh my, it's like Christmas. I can't even believe this. I was going to put this on fast speed and just open up a bunch of Easter stuff and put it on the table, and lo and behold, it's stuff that's been missing for months and months and months, and I just thought I had lost my ever-loving mind. Some of the stuff I completely forgot I even had. Another pair of kissing kids, a chicken. all of this stuff, another basket, all of this stuff was on that back table, and I just stuck it in here in a hurry. And oh, and some of this stuff was on the top of my yellow hutch as well. Brass piece. A Christmas piece. It's like, how do I forget this about this stuff? Honestly, how did I forget about this stuff? Wow. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff put, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all my squirrels. But I'm going to get my owls put up with the rest of my owls. And, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with the squirrels. And we won't, and some of this stuff can go downstairs. But, yeah, let me get this stuff put away, put out, and then we will open up the one and only tote that I have of Easter. So that's where I put the little brass swan with my brass ducks on this little shelf. I just made room for those owls. There were 3 of them. That one, and that one. That wasn't too hard to find space for those. Then I put 2 of the big squirrels in here because I had this squirrel in here already. So put those there. And then I put that really vintage one there. I think that looks super cute right there. Then I put the nutcracker on one of my sewing machine boxes on the wall. And then I put this little chipmunk here. Okay, so now let's actually look and get out all my spring and Easter decor. And now I feel a little bit better about possibly actually decorating with all of this stuff. Because I was thinking to myself, I just don't think I can find room for 2 totes full of stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and dig into this and see what we have. Alright guys, there's just not that much here. I really think I can do something with this stuff. Now, I am not going to do my centerpiece in this video because I have a craft idea, and that will be in a completely separate video. When I do the craft for my centerpiece, then I will decorate my centerpiece, so that's going to stay. I'm not sure, some of this stuff might be used in my centerpiece. I'm not really sure, but let's go ahead and place the stuff that I know I'm going to use. I absolutely love this butter dish. Scott can't stand it because it's a little bit on the short side, and it gets butter gets on the edges of it whenever he uses it, but I make him suffer through it anyway because it's only for a short period of time. And I love that butter dish. So, and it's clean, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer the butter into that, get that in place. This is salt and pepper shakers that I will I've never actually put salt and pepper in them. I've only ever used them for decor. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those. These are starting to look a little bit beat up, and they're kind of too bright for my decor now, so I'm probably going to donate those, but I will keep this one. That one's really sweet. Yeah. So and I am going to do my centerpiece on my coffee table, where a lot of this stuff's probably going to go in there, and I'm going to change out some, what are those called? Oh, it's right on the tip of my ranunculus. I got some faux ranunculus over there. I'll show you in a minute, and I'm going to replace them with these tulips. These are what's left of those tulips I had in that, and I think if I mix them up in with these colorful ones, they just look like yellow, so it's not that big a deal. So I think I'm just gonna keep those together, put them in a vase. So yeah, let's go ahead and get moving on this. Here are the ranunculus I was telling you about, and I'm gonna trade out those for these, and then when spring's over, I will put those back in there. All right, there's that little touch of spring. Here's the bunny butter dish. And I'm just going to put it up here. We always keep our butter dish. Super cute right there. So these are so cute, and they are meant to be stuck into pots or potted plants or whatever. So I think I'm going to try to put the big one in that basket there, and then these two in a couple of vases. So let me see if this will work. The wire might be too long on this. I don't really want to stick it down into the dirt, because I thought about putting it in this plant, but I don't really want to stick it in the dirt. Now let me do this, and then I'll bring you back. It's hard to do it with one hand. All right, that's very cute. I did have to cut the wire post thingy off a little bit, a couple inches off of it, but it looks adorable stuffed in there. It's so cute. I love it. And I want to stick these, one in that vase and one in that vase. If I remember right, that's where I had them last year. So let me do that. All right, yeah, that's cute. That's really, really cute. See, I like the fact that I'm able to do this and just stick touches of spring and Easter in throughout my decor and not have to take a bunch of stuff down and put it away. That's what I was really dreading. So the fact that I can just tuck stuff in here and there, that's really making it much more fun to do this. For my coffee table, I'm going to start off with this tray. It's one of my largest trays that I have. And then I'm going to put this ivy wreath that I have the Easter lilies on. I'm going to kind of put it like that so the Easter lilies are to that corner there. And then in the middle of it, I'm going to put this cross that Olivia made several years ago when she was a teenager. And I love this cross. I display it every year. It says, "What a love, what a cost, we stand forgiven at the cross." And she made the crown of thorns, and then she's got the nails with even a little bit of red paint there and there. Those are the words to a hymn that we sing at church from time to time. So then I'm also going to put a doily, because it would not be a vignette of mine without a doily. And then I have this very, very old Bible that's falling apart, and it really needs some work done on it, but I don't know how to repair it without it looking bad. So I'm going to put that kind of at an angle, centered in that doily. And then on top of it, another doily. And then I've got these 3 sheep I got thrifting at Salvation Army. I think those would look really cute on here. Like so. And then to the back, we need some height. So I've got this candlestick with a beeswax candle. And then I'm going to be leaving these 2 little greenery things on either side just to add some more color, but I felt like we needed some more color right there. So what I'm going to do, I've been sitting here thinking about it. I think I'm going to use this, don't pay attention to the mess. I'm going to use this amber pitcher with the mum balls in it, and in its place I'm going to stick this little rabbit up here. So cute. And then I'm going to put the pitcher, and this has got my it's got the mums as well as, which you can barely see them, but I do have a small collection of candle snuffers that are in here as well. So let me organize that so you can see the snuffers. Hold on. There we go. So you can see the candle snuffers like peeking out. I put the little sleepy bunny there, hanging over the edge of the stove. Looks so stinking cute. And then another little bunny is stuck down there. He's just kind of peeking out of the fern. I stuck that one there for now, but I don't think I'm going to keep it there. I think I'm going to find somewhere else for that bunny because I'm just not liking that there. So this is all we have left. I've placed everything else. Like I said, some of this, I think this and this I'm going to be using in my centerpiece for the table, and possibly some of these carrots. I'm not really sure, but like I said, that will be in a different video. So I think that's it for right now. If I come up with some other ideas, I will of course include that in this video, but for now I think I'm gonna take a break. I gotta go pick up Olivia in like 5 minutes, so I'll get my stuff on and go pick up Olivia, and we'll pick this back up tomorrow. It is the next day, and as you can see, my coffee table arrangement or centerpiece is completely different. I was sitting here last night looking at that other arrangement. I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, I just don't like it. There's something about it I just don't like. So I piddled and played and completely changed it. The only thing on here that's the same is the cross that Olivia made, the Bible, and the sheep. Everything else is completely different. I just couldn't get my head around that long oblong tray. It just was too big. And then those faux Easter lilies. I don't know why. I just couldn't make them work. Last year I used them in kind of a similar arrangement, and I liked it. This year I just didn't like it. So I'll have to show you where I put those Easter lilies. I ended up putting this back up here where it belongs. So now I'm going to have to find a new home for this little rabbit, which I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put that. And this is where I ended up putting those Easter lilies. It's on my blue glass plant stand. And I like that. I like that in there. There was just, I don't know what it was. I just could not make myself like that other centerpiece, but I'm really happy with the one I came up with last night. Now there's something else I want to show you guys real quick. Yesterday was actually Scott and my 32nd wedding anniversary, and he surprised me with this. It's called a Frameo, and you can take pictures off your phone or off your computer and put them on this. It's like a little computer. It's like a little tablet, basically. And it'll play it in a slideshow. So I spent quite a bit of time last night picking out some photos, and then I spent another good 2 hours this morning downstairs putting some more pictures in a folder. And Olivia's going to add those to it when she gets home from school. But I'm just going to let you guys look at this for about a minute more, and I'll set it to music, and just so you can kind of see some of the pictures that I chose to put on my Frameo. And another feature I really like about it is that it has the time, the temperature, and then the date. Actually, the date didn't change. Today's actually the 13th, February 13th. So I'll have to have Olivia figure that out, why it didn't switch. But anyway, I love it. I absolutely love one of these. I'm sure, I mean, these have been around for a while, and people, y'all maybe already have one of these, but I just love it. I had so much fun looking through my old photos. It's like you forget. When they're on your computer, you just completely forget about the photos that you have. So I love it. I love this so much. This is me, my older sister, and my younger sister. All right, before I wrap this video up, so there's more than just a decorate with me video, I had told you that there was a pomegranate juice drink that I had found a recipe for, and I wanted to give it a try. It's like an all-day sipper, and what you start off with is a quart of water. I've got a quart of water here. And to that you add 4 ounces of, well, the recipe called for cranberry juice, but I'm using pomegranate juice. Either pomegranate or cranberry, whichever you like. And 4 ounces is half a cup. And then also to this mixture, you're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of ginger and 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. It also called for nutmeg, but I'm not a huge fan of too much nutmeg. I like it like in eggnog and French toast and stuff like that, but I just don't think I would like it in this particular use. So you bring this to a simmer and you let it simmer for 15 minutes. And then you got to cool it down, let it cool down before you add the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and get this up to a simmer. And then once it's cooled down, I'll bring you back and we will finish this and we will give it a taste. Now, the recipe didn't call for any kind of sweetener, but I know myself well enough to know I am not going to enjoy this if it doesn't have some sweetener in it. So I will probably add stevia to it to sweeten it up. Either plain stevia, or I have some of these Ultima drink pouches. They're like an electrolyte pouch, and you add it to a bottle of water, and they're sweetened with stevia. So I may throw one of those in as well to sweeten it. So I'll bring you back when we're ready to do the next thing. All right, this has been cooling for a while. It's still a little bit warm, but like it's cooled down quite a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the juice of 1 lemon, or my goodness, my brain, 1 orange, and half of a lemon. I'm gonna add the juice to those 2 fruits into it. And this is actually called a cranberry elixir. In my case, it's pomegranate. So it's got a lot of healthy, just squirted myself in the face, health benefits. Cinnamon is so good for you. If you don't know all of the different benefits of cinnamon, you need to look into that because it is so good for you. It helps with digestion, helps with weight loss, helps with blood pressure. If there's any way you can get more cinnamon into your diet, you should do it because it is so good for you. Pomegranate is, it's like probably the healthiest juice you could drink, honestly, and there's just so many benefits of pomegranate, and helps with hydration, like in your body. I mean, probably even better than water, to be honest. There's like minerals, all kinds of things in pomegranate juice that it's definitely worth the calories of drinking, because normally they say, oh, don't drink the juice, eat the fruit, which is true. But in my case, I can't find pomegranates for one, and for number two, it's just so much easier to just drink the juice. I am clearly getting squirted with, you guys can't see it, but this stuff's squirting me in the face. But like I said, the recipe didn't call for any kind of a sweetener at all, but I do not like sour things, and I really don't like if it's at all bitter or anything like that. Just don't like it. So I'm definitely going to add some sweetener to this. I imagine you could drink this warm or cold, but it's meant to be like sipped on all day long. So for the sweetener, I'm going to use this. Ordinarily, I had the cherry pomegranate flavor, but I'm all out. So I'm going to use this strawberry. And if it's not sweet enough, I'll add a second pouch of that. So let me go ahead and pour some of this over ice, and we'll give it a taste. All right, so here it is over ice. Let me give it a taste. That's really good. I did end up adding, I tasted it, and then I ended up adding a second pouch of that strawberry Ultima, and it's the perfect sweetness now. It is subtle. It's not super strong, overpowering. Definitely can taste the citrus in it. You can definitely taste the cinnamon in it. I don't taste the ginger much. Yeah, I don't detect ginger a whole lot in it. But yeah, it's delicious. I would definitely give this a try if I were you. Super simple to make. The hardest part was waiting for the stuff to cool down after it's simmered. I don't even really know why you need to simmer it, to be honest. The only thing I can think of is that it makes the cinnamon like blend in better, because I have added cinnamon to cold drinks before, and it really I have a hard time getting it to blend in. So maybe that's the reason why you simmer it. I really don't know, but I wanted to do it according to the directions. the first time I make it, or I made it. I will definitely be making this again. It's low calorie. It stretches that pomegranate juice because you're only using a half a cup for an entire quart of beverage. And it's something you can sip on all day long, keeps you hydrated, and it's just really, really yummy. So I highly suggest you give this pomegranate elixir a try. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thanks so much for spending several days with me. This video has spanned several days, and I got a lot done in those days, those days. So thanks so much for spending your time with me. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you all later on Friday with a brand new video. Bye-bye, friends.